All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again. I know a lot of us still pissed off because of what Judge McAfee did, that dumb ruling that he did that was called split the baby, where he just sit up here and just let Fani Willis choose her own faith. Is she going to remove herself and her entire office, or is she just going to remove Nathan Wade? It was pretty easy that we knew what she was going to do. She made the decision the same day. That was just a toss-up. So he was talking about that she at least had to get Nathan Wade off, but Nathan Wade is just as guilty as Fani Willis. She the one that hired him. So how come she wasn't the one that she should have been the one that's removed? She hired the man. And I just don't get it. This judge just don't have no spine. He did this crap because he knew re-election was coming up and he wants to be re-elected. I don't know why he went on that show lying, talking about he ain't gonna let politics get into it. He gonna do what's right. That wasn't right. This woman lied under oath. All of them lied under oath. Lied about the relationship. I mean, Trump lawyers done brung all the proof. And he still let Fani Willis stay on the case. Because like I said before, we had a feeling it was going to be some type of bias because he did donate to her campaign. His wife donated to her campaign. He used to work for Fani Willis. So, like I said, this right here is just crazy. But like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. Also want to thank everybody who clicked on the video for the very first time. Like I said, we definitely got to check this out because Greg Jarrett joined the show and said that Fani Willis' own office, her own employees are willing to testify against her. Like, this right here is big. But we definitely need to check this out. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. And right before we do it, I want y'all to see exactly what Marjorie Taylor Greene had to say about Judge McAfee. I'm going to show y'all a couple articles, and we're going to get straight into the video because y'all really need to see this whole video so y'all can see exactly what's going on. Let me show y'all these couple articles real quick where Marjorie Taylor Greene went off on Judge McAfee. Just went off. Here we go right here. Marjorie Taylor Greene complained on Friday that Judge Scott McAfee should have recused himself in the Fani Willis case because he once worked for the Fulton County District Attorney and donated to her campaign, which we all talked about. That's what he did. So it was kind of crazy that, you know, he was scared to remove his old boss. Just scared. It just don't make sense. This woman violated everything, just violated everything. And then we go down and then she say that Judge McAfee worked for Fani Willis and donated to her campaign, and he has now ruled that Fani Willis can keep prosecuting Trump, but only if she removes her lover Nathan Wade off the case, Greene posted on social media shortly after McAfee released his ruling. Judge McAfee should have recused himself in the first place because of his obvious bias. Fani Willis lied under oath in the courtroom. And she did. She did lie under oath. That's what a lot of us were saying, that she lied under oath. She did. Nathan Wade did. Terrence Bradley did. They all lied about the relationships. I mean, it's just crazy. But let's go ahead and dive straight into this right here because this is where the meat and potatoes at right here. So without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and dive straight to it.
Well, we're going to start with the Fox News alert now. Nathan Wade stepping down from the Trump election case in Georgia after the judge rules that Fulton County DA Fani Willis must cut ties with her special prosecutor or quit the case herself.
In his exit letter, Wade says, quote, "I am offering my resignation in the interests of democracy, in dedication to the American public, and to move this case forward as quickly as possible."
In the interest of democracy. Yeah. How amazing of him.
He's a patriot.
This comes after Willis was forced to take the stand over her relationship with Wade, which ended up overshadowing the Trump case and led to moments like this one.
You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth. Judge, and it is a lie.
So Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett joins
crazy.
us now. Greg, great to have you this morning. So from best I and we can tell, Judge McAfee attempted to sort of split the baby here, to do something that maybe wasn't politically controversial in Fulton County, but also punish Willis and Wade for the appearance of impropriety. What he said, and I wanted to ask you about, is he said, although it's clear their behavior was at best frowned upon, at worst much more, he said it didn't impact the defendant, in this case Donald Trump and others, due process rights.
Yeah, well, he's wrong, Will. I mean, this decision, if you read it, 23 pages, it's illogical. It's self-contradictory. The judge found both Willis and Wade engaged in the same wrongful, improper conduct that under law and ethics demands removal. And yet he orders that only one of them has to leave the case. I mean, that makes no sense, obviously, because the appearance of impropriety remains, and it infects the case and the defendant and his due process rights, which means I think this was a craven political ruling written by a Democrat judge who wasn't about to jeopardize his re-election in a few months. So he gratuitously tosses Willis this lifeline to keep the case against Trump going, because if she's disqualified by the court, so is her entire office. That's Georgia law. And that would effectively kill the charges against Trump, because any sensible prosecutor, I think elsewhere, would take one look at this case, recognize that it's weak or non-existent on racketeering. And in fact, I wrote a column 2 months ago that this case is such a legal, ethical train wreck. The state attorney general should take it over for review, and I think that may be where it's headed.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I'm looking at her in all her dramatic moments. Not going to say I'm not going to lie, it's very entertaining, and I can see why he doesn't want to upset black female voters, many of whom like the way she is performing on the stand. But I guess the question I have is just, where does this go in terms of the general public opinion about, this being election interference, the entire process for Donald Trump, that they're trying to, tie him up in these court cases. And I think it's kind of helping him make that case.
Yeah, it's classic lawfare, weaponizing the law for political purposes. And, Willis seems to be popping champagne corks. Well, I think that's premature. This ruling further delays the prosecution. It may put it in jeopardy, and she may not survive professionally, because a Georgia Senate investigation and a prosecutor's commission, now armed with the judge's findings, a scathing rebuke of Willis's behavior.
Right. I mean, if you just looked at her behavior, bro, when she first came in the courtroom, just look how she was acting. She was already bitter. She was mad. She throwing papers. And Judge McAfee did nothing about it. Nothing about it. That's what we knew right there, because that's when Judge Janine went off on him and like, what kind of judge is this? Don't no judge allow somebody like this just come in here and disrupt his courtroom like that. But he allowed Fani Willis to do that crap. He knew Nathan Wade then was sitting up there lying. Why did it take Nathan Wade 15 to 20 seconds just to get an answer if he was at a cabin with Fani Willis or not? Why was Taryn Bradley just lying after the text message just showed everything? Like, this just don't make sense, and that's why a lot of us is pissed off, and a lot of the legal experts as well, because they like, come on. They both did the same thing, but it is worse for Fani Willis because she the one who hired Nathan Wade. She hired him, so she should have been the main one gone. But like I said before, Judge McAfee didn't want to do it because of he wants to be reelected. It don't matter what he say. He wanted to be reelected was the reason why he did not want to remove Fani Willis. Talking about one of you, like you get to just pick, knowing she ain't gonna remove herself. That's obvious. Why would she do that? She ain't gonna do that. So in that case, he should have just came out and said Nathan Wade is done. He should have just said that and then just put it in her arms. That's how I knew something strange about this judge, that we could not trust this man. It'd take 2 weeks. Yeah, that's the reason why he wanted to wait 2 weeks to see was somebody running against him.
Behavior. And she may not survive professionally because a Georgia Senate investigation and a prosecutor's commission, now armed with the judge's findings, a scathing rebuke of Willis's behavior. I mean, he called her unprofessional, said she may have been untruthful and dishonest. My goodness, that is a breach of duty. It's grounds for removal from office, not just a case. She undermined the public's trust. But Willis is also facing additional probes, misuse of public funds, other improprieties. Reportedly, employees are lining up to testify against her. So I'll make this prediction.
Did he just say employees are lining up to testify against her? Listen to this.
Reportedly, employees are lining up to testify against her. So I'll make this prediction. I think she'll try to diffuse all of this by announcing sometime soon that, oh, well, another prosecutor in the office will try the case. Well, that doesn't remove either her or the taint of a partisan DA who, as I say, weaponized the law to bring a politically driven case to influence a presidential election.
Her moment in the spotlight, and it seems to all be caving in, and the case with it, potentially. And all the cases, Greg, it feels like a...
Wow. But there you go right there. You heard what Greg said, like her employees are willing to testify against her. So like it just either way it go, we see it as this judge did not want to make the decision to remove it. He wanted it, what Judge McAfee did, he wanted to put it in another judge's hand. He wanted to put it in somebody else's hand. So he can't be the one that be like, I wasn't the one that removed her. I let her stay on the case. That's where he won't. That's how you know he did this just for to try to get reelected. They both are up for reelection. And that's where he wanted. He just didn't want to be the one that do it because, like, remember before when he first took the case, they said he was getting threatened by Fani Willis, them folks and stuff like that. We knew that's who it was. Like, we ain't stupid. So it was just a coward move that this judge did this, and he knew from the get-go that Fani Willis them was lying. And he sit up there and just let her walk away. Let her stay on Trump case. But it's far from over. It's far from over. But like I said, thank you all for watching. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.